All right, we are back on the record in 2023 CR 11452 and 2023 CR 11453, State versus Jesus Prado. Can I have parties announced?
Also, Alvin for the state, Megan Galloway as well, sorry.
And Ernest Acevedo and Jonathan Alvarado here with Mr. Prado, who is also present in court.
All right. And then if the jurors are ready, we'll bring them in. And I know I've already sworn you in before, but because it wasn't in front of the jury, I'll just swear you in again.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. We're ready.
All right, the jury.
All right, everyone, please be seated. Defense, you may call your next witness.
Thank you, Judge. Defense calls Dr. Jumis to the stand.
All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear. And if you could state your name for the record and spell your last name, please.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Michael Thomas Jumis. My last name is Jumes.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Dr. Jumis, thank you for being here. I have some questions for you. Do you know the person far to my left, Jesse Prado?
Yes, sir.
His legal name is Jesus Prado, but I know he goes by Jesse. Is this a man that you know and that you have visited and treated medically?
I conducted a mental health evaluation.
Okay. Can you tell the jury your qualifications to do what you do?
I'm a psychologist. I work in the area of clinical psychology and in the area of forensic psychology. My background is I have a doctorate, a PhD in clinical psychology, and I'm licensed to practice in the state of Texas.
All right. Where did you do your undergraduate work?
At UT Austin.
Longhorn Pen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, can you tell us a little bit about how your psychology practice started and where you first did some of your first rotations?
Sure. So you start practicing as a student. And so I was at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center at Dallas, and I was learning psychotherapy and psychological assessment, because clinical psychology really is the assessment and treatment of mental health conditions. And so that was the focus of my training. Mine is an academic PhD. I went to a medical school, but I was in a graduate school inside that, so I don't have a medical degree. So after I finished my training and while I was working on my dissertation, I started working at a brain injury rehabilitation center. I completed my doctoral work and I was in my postdoctoral year at it was a neuropsychology practice. My job there was to treat people who had acquired brain injuries, usually from like a head injury. Sometimes there was an acquired deficit from like a stroke process or maybe a tumor. And my job was to provide treatment toward improving a person's return to everyday functioning. After that, I worked in the state hospital system for decades with justice-involved individuals, providing services to help evaluate and treat people to restore their fitness to return to court, or for people who were acquitted of charges by reason of insanity.
All right.
Lately, lately I'm in private practice.
Okay, and so your first doctoral experience was in that brain injury clinic, and so you had several years of working in that area with neuropsychologists, and that was your first field of practice, correct?
Yes.
After that practice, did you enter the justice system, where the justice system and your talents as a psychologist have been used in the justice system for virtually every kind of mental health issue in the judicial system?
So yeah, I've worked in treatment and in evaluation in the hospital system with juveniles and with adults, mostly adults. I worked in the maximum security hospital system and in less secure settings. I've also worked in a general psychiatric hospital as a part of my responsibilities at North Texas State Hospital. And in 2008, I came to Kerrville State Hospital, and I worked there until just the end of 23, the beginning of 2024.
Now, during all those years, that involved working as an expert in courtrooms. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Along the way, I've had a private practice, mostly evaluating competency to stand trial, sometimes some sanity questions, sometimes assisting courts or attorneys to understand a person's mental health situation, and on the criminal side of forensic psychology practice.
All right. Now, you've testified for the prosecution and for the defense. You don't take sides in your practice one way or the other, do you?
My job is to provide an objective evaluation. That's how it can be